We'll continue now with the next company to present to us. The next company is Kidod Science and Technologies. Kidod Science and Technologies has developed a unique technology for the detection and measuring of biomarkers of molecular science of human diseases, such as infectious diseases in women's reproductive systems, respiratory systems for COPD, asthma, tuberculosis, pneumonia, and CF, multi-cancers, and CVD in the near future. Speaking on behalf of Kidod Science and Technologies, very pleased to introduce Ben Hakimi, who is a business development officer at Kidod Science and Technologies. We also have on hand Moshe Golan, who is the founder and president. He will be available to answer questions. So, Ben, would you like to share your presentation? Let's see. Would you like to run it?
Yes. Are you able to see my screen, David?
Yes, I can see it. So
beautiful. Again, we would like to thank Davos for giving us this opportunity to present today. David and the team, thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Ben Hakimi, and I'm the Business Development Officer here at Kidod. Also, we have with us Mr. Moshe Golan, who is the President, Founder, and R&D Director for Kidod. I'm based here in Los Angeles, so as you know, we've been dealing with the recent fires. So luckily, we're safe at the location that I'm at, but we have one bag ready to evacuate if they instruct us to do so. With that said, I would like to start the presentation, and I would like to make this interactive. If at any time there's any question, anyone wants to ask something or needs further clarification, please, ask, and I will go ahead and answer, or Moshe will go ahead and answer. Just to provide a high-level summary of Kidod, we are truly a game changer in the area of cancer detection. So how do we do this? We leverage biomarkers and properties of polyamides in the cells. This is a very quick test. It's a non-invasive diagnostic tool that uses mainly saliva sample, or we can also use urine samples from the patients. And we really, this is truly a transformative and disruptive solution that will change the landscape of cancer detection and also monitoring in the treatment of these cancer patients. So this is strictly based on artificial intelligence, machine learning, and technology, which does not depend on human skills, which is prone to error. Our vision of our company, I heard the Vladi earlier speaker, also you guys talked about Tikkun Olam. We want to make this world a better place, repair the world, and this is truly our vision, to bring this kind of care and diagnosis to people who could least afford it in different parts of the world. This is very cost effective. It's extremely accurate. We've done some tests, and it can be as high as 100% accurate, and also is very rapid results. You can get it in a minute. So let me get to the specifics of our solution and what we can do. So we're right now looking at breast cancer. Breast cancer is a huge problem that we all have to deal with. We have someone in the family, or someone that we know that has to deal with breast cancer. The alarming fact is that in the United States, 46,000 women, and worldwide, globally, 672,000 women die annually from breast cancer. There are many factors that cause this, and the main, I would say the main reason is false negative detection. They go through the normal testing, and they say that, oh, everything looks fine, but they actually have cancer. So this is a false negative detection. Or when they do have cancer, they get treatment, and the treatment doesn't eliminate all the cancer cells. Chemotherapy, immunotherapy are not 100% effective. It only works on 2/3 of the patients being treated. So the 1/3, they have a problem to deal with. And by the time they find out, unfortunately, it's too late to cure. And then what we've noticed is that when the cancer comes back, generally is more aggressive. So the early detection is is instrumental, is critical. And unfortunately, by the time they find out, it's too late, and it's very difficult to cure or eliminate the cancer. You know, in fighting disease, and especially breast cancer, timing is everything. Benjamin Franklin said, "An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure," and this is really critical in terms of what we do. We bring results faster and more accurately than the traditional means. So to add a little bit more about the statistics, so of the 40 million women that are prone to breast cancer, 80% of them actually go through it and go through the testing that is available today. So of the 80% that test positive, those who test positive, they go for a second round of testing. They do the MRI, and then the ones that test positive, they go for a biopsy. 0.6 million people that went for the biopsy. And then of the biopsy that were positive, 272,000 tested positive on the biopsy. And of these 272,000, 46,000 unfortunately passed away. So the reason why 46,000 of them passed away is that either they got a false negative, or they found out about the disease too late, or some of them did not even participate in the screenings. So what are some of the costs associated today with cancer treatment, right? So in 2009, again, these figures are from 2009. I can assure you that these costs have doubled due to the rising healthcare costs and also due to inflation. But what this chart depicts is that the earlier the cancer is identified, the survival rate is pretty high and the cost is low. As we go into the later stages, you can see in stage 2, cost increases by 135%. Stage 3, compared to stage 1, is 213%, and stage 4 is like over 200%. And the survival rate drops drastically, right? From 99%, it goes to 31%. So early detection is critical, and also it's less expensive to treat it early. So we did one study with the University Hospital of Southampton in UK, right? So we did a small scale trial with their early cancer diagnosis research center at the hospital, and we were able to successfully identify diseases in the saliva samples. This is from 2016, and we tested it over a course of 5 years, right? Uh, 6 years. And then we tabulated the results. We tracked these patients. Our sample was 30 volunteers. And what the study found was that we identified with 100% accuracy. Let me stress that again, 100% accuracy. 26 true negatives and 4 true positives. And of the 4 true positives, we identified the specific cancer: 1 gastric, 2 breast cancer, and 1 bone marrow cancer. That's what our device found. And initially, what is really important to point out is that the test results that initially they thought they were negative in 2016 by the Gallery protocol, they were diagnosed for bone marrow in 2018 and also in 2021 for the additional cancers. And we have this fully documented and signed by um, the hospital, and these references are available. The white paper is available to provide all the specific protocols for the study, as well as the results. So, what is our service? What is our product? Basically, what we have developed is a non-invasive rapid test which delivers the results for early stage cancer detection in under a minute. How do we do this? We use AI algorithms and advanced analytics to check for what we know are proven biomarkers for these cancers and diseases. And these have already been discovered and identified by various researchers and hospitals and institutions. So this gives us a very high test accuracy. The other benefit that our product and solution offers is precise monitoring of cancer treatment. We'll know if it's working or if it's not, and you get the results within 2 to 3 days. The doctor could prescribe a different treatment, different chemotherapy or radiation or what have you. They don't need to wait 3 months to see the results. We can deliver the results in 2 to 3 days. This is extremely high resolution, early detection. As I mentioned, with treating cancers and diseases, timing is everything. The sooner you do this, the sooner you know, the better actions you can take to fix the cancer, fix the issue and solve the problem. How does this work? Well, we look at this, and I'll show a video later, a brief video that explains how this works in real life. But from a scientific perspective, we collect a sample, either saliva or urine sample. We put it in a tube and we insert it inside the device, and it goes through a certain ionization process at a very high temperature. And we separate the molecules, and it goes through an electric field, and then we compare it against the existing biomarkers, and then it spits out the result. We do this at the picogram level. The science, the technology behind it is basically ion mobility spectrometry. If you've ever gone to an airport where you go through, you see those big machines, they check for explosives, they check for drugs, it's ion spectrometry, but that's at a much lower resolution. This is 10 to the minus 12. We go to the molecular level and we see exactly what's out there. Let me show you a brief video of how, let me go ahead and play this. Video was for COVID-19 tests, but the breast cancer, or for that matter, any kind of cancer detection, it goes through exactly the same procedure, and you get the results in a minute or less. So what we are concentrating now in our existing products is mainly for screening for women's diseases. So our Onco-Science solution, it's looking at breast cancer, both treatment and monitoring, making any necessary adjustments, which can be achieved in a couple of days, not 2, 3, 4 months, and also making the necessary adjustments for the follow-up. We can also detect gastric cancer and bone marrow cancer, which a lot of times is happens after breast cancer has occurred. Future products we're looking at right now under development and clinical trials, vaginal diseases, as well as additional cancers, and looking at lung cancer, colorectal, as well as prostate cancers. What is our market strategy? We're looking at obviously selling this device to medical labs, clinics, hospitals, doctors' offices, as well as insurance companies. Life insurance companies would have a great use case for this product for their underwriting department. There are also expansion strategy in place. Right now, we're running clinical trials in Europe, in Asia, so specifically in Israel, in Morocco, in Turkey, as well as in Africa, which I've mentioned, Morocco, and also US as well. Our main focus right now is doing the clinical trials. We're in the process of obtaining the US, the FDA, and also the European equivalent approval to market the product. And our challenge has been raising money, because running these trials, getting the FDA and European CE approval, it costs a lot of money. And there's a lot of bureaucracy, especially for this kind of a product. How are we going about it? By going to seminars and medical conferences, going to events such as the Davos in the desert and similar events that are run by these key opinion leaders in the field. Also, we're putting a lot of effort in the R&D to cover additional cancers. There are so many different cancers and diseases out there, so we want to make sure that they do one test, and then it gives us the information about any potential disease that the subject may be prone to. Also, improving the follow-up treatment plans to get better, clearer, more concise recipe for treatment. We believe this is groundbreaking. This is truly one-of-a-kind medical diagnostic tool. There are not any devices in the market today that do what we do with such high degree of accuracy and cover all disease types. Obviously, we want to produce something that is very high output, and also we do have some patents and are working on obtaining additional patents. What is our business model for pricing as well? We are marketing, and our vision is to have this similar to selling printers. We sell the printer for a low price, but then charge for ink and usage. And we will use our direct connections to promote and sell internally, as well as utilizing outside distributors and agents. We want to eventually get our own warehouse for manufacturing, but also at the beginning, we'll plan to outsource with other logistics companies. You're going to say, how much does this cost? This is the most important thing. The device costs $30,000, and we charge a per use fee for each test every time they use the software. And also, we include the reagent and the swabs at no additional charge. Just to summarize, the key features: results in under 60 seconds, very efficient for high output and throughput. This is using predictive analytics. It's not in the hands of a human, so there's actually no chance of error, human error, and we're able to predict cancers and the progression at the molecular level, at the polyamine level, using AI algorithm. It's very cost effective and user friendly. Anybody can use it, as demonstrated in the video. We believe this market, the global cancer diagnostic market, will be in about 5 years, will reach $250 billion. And we want to target the high-risk population and also provide routine screenings at a cost-effective level. We believe there's tremendous demand for such a tool that gives the answer so quickly, and it's also non-invasive. They don't go to a long procedure, and also they don't have to wait months to get an answer or even get an appointment to get this test. And this whole thing revolves around Tikkun Olam, to make the world become a better place, give access to people that need healthcare that can't afford to get it in other parts of the world, like in some locations in Asia and Africa as well. Our competitive advantage is speed, efficiency, accuracy, as evidenced by the trial, 100% accurate in detecting these cancer biomarkers. We're extremely scalable for deployment, and this can be, as you saw, it's a small device, and all you need is a laptop, and it's very mobile. It can be used in mobile clinics. It's very user-friendly, and results very easy to understand. How are we planning to generate revenue? Is obviously by selling the device, and recurring revenue from the test cartridges and the license, the software license agreements. We want to formulate partnerships and collaborate with healthcare providers, research institutions, and also integrate with their existing workflows. What is our roadmap? Obviously, we need to do more trials. The more trials, the more proven this becomes. We believe that it's extremely accurate, but we need actual data and results, which we've been working on in the past few months. And most importantly, get the regulatory approval. And we can, as I mentioned earlier, this is not just for breast cancer, but many other cancers. We want to launch the product and sell it commercially in the key markets that we've identified. And also we want to expand more into the predictive analytics and also global partnerships with other providers that could use this as a complementary service offering. Projections. In the first year, we are planning to generate $2 million in revenues from the first client developments. That's not a lot. That's only like about 50 devices. So that's easily within reach. And in 3 years, we're targeting 50 million, and in 5 years, 200 million through global expansion and scaling. What are we asking for? 20 million in funding. And what we plan to do with the 20 million is to complete the clinical trials and most importantly, get the FDA and CE approval and scale our production capabilities and expand our market reach through development, personal, both in-house and also partnerships with our agents. So please join us in revolutionizing this cancer diagnostic and treatment plan and help save lives in the world. Tikkun Olam. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Very interesting presentation. So we can entertain some questions that we received. First question about the machines. Do you want to say anything about the frequency of maintenance or who would have to maintain the machines? And is there like a self-diagnostic light that indicates the machine is working or that this machine needs some repair?
Machine needs some small minor maintenance per year to replace some materials inside the machine. Takes few minutes to do it, but not more, not anything else.
Would the operator make those maintenance adjustments, or would they send the machine back to,
In every country or every state, we will have some person in order to train people to use it, to install first time, and also to show them how to change it. And if anything happens, we will cover the cost for the first year, of course, and we will do it. If something happens, for example, breakdown, fall down or something, we will replace it, that they can use it with another machine. And after that, they talk about the cost and etc.
So a few other questions dealing with the issue, and maybe you won't like this question, but um, is there benefit in detecting cancer at an extremely early stage? If you detect the first cell that metastasizes, is that really helpful? A lot of times doctors, they want to see the cancer grow a little bit. Maybe the insurance companies don't pay for things right away. Anything you'd like to say about that?
Very good question. Very, very good question. Today, they cannot detect before it becomes 1.5 centimeter. There are a few reasons for that. First of all, they cannot make a surgery smaller than that. Second, when they want to take biopsy, because inside the body there's movement of breathing, the heart is pumping, and all the ingestion units they're moving. So when you take a picture by MRI or CT, you don't know which moment you have taken the photo picture. So many times happen that during the biopsy, they make wrong diagnostic, wrong samples. Is one of the problems. Here, we are not doing anything that. We are checking about the chemicals that we can find out in the saliva or urine. And for the vaginal cancers from the secretion, vaginal flora, and it is about something like 10,000 cells, 0.1 millimeters size. So this, we don't need to make any surgery. Today, there is enough medicines for treatment, either immunotherapy or chemotherapy. It is such a small size, it will be done. And we are talking with some pharmaceutical companies in order how to treat them very cheaper size and easily without losing a working time or bothering the hospitals, beds. Can be done very easily. Number two, this small size that we can detect, also we can detect by follow-up to see if the surgery was finished or there are some residues. If the treatment by chemotherapy, immunotherapy, or mixed together, or radiation is well done, or there is still some points. We also found out about the biomarkers for metastasis. So if, for example, we find in a woman that she has breast cancer, and also we can say that she has also another cancer beside the breast cancer. We don't say, okay, you have breast cancer and that's it.
Okay.
And in future, we would like to have all kinds of cancers. Today they just make screening for breast cancer. There are some type of screening for colorectal cancer, like a blood test or colonoscopy, but it might be easier and faster, but just doing a saliva test or urine test.
Okay. Another question. You were talking about, Ben was talking about doing some trials in places like Morocco and Turkey and maybe Africa. Are those really attractive markets, for you to serve? Perhaps they're underserved, but do they have the affordability to offer their people cancer care once it's detected?
First of all, okay, we put the device in with our partner in Morocco, and they tested everyone that came to the hospital and coughing. So they had the COPD, they have asthma, they have tuberculosis, special tuberculosis, cystic fibrosis, pneumonia, and sometimes they checked for them the Alzheimer or Parkinson. Also, all this we could detect, or ischemia, ICM, ischemia, CVD, blood pressure, etc. We did something like 100 samples like this. We didn't have, that hospital didn't have any cancer, but is correct that the market is in the United States, Europe, and Japan, maybe Australia also. But as our vision is to help any patient, doesn't matter the ethnic and the religion and the color and the race and etc. So we would offer also to Africans, to India and other countries, poor countries or LATAM. Everyone that needs, he should get it.
And as far as the go-to-market strategy, is it more oriented towards developing your own sales force or relying on distributors and other channel partners?
You know, the distributors, only distributors. We don't do it by ourselves. What we do, we just help them marketing by publishing papers, conferences, training, seminars, like this.
Okay. And anything you want to say about the process or the cost of processing? I think maybe you did mention that, but there was another question about cost of processing again, the test.
Today, cost for United States, the 25 million people, or 20 million people, cost about $20 billion for only for screening. And each one that was detected, it costs something like $140,000. Until you have the person has a breast cancer or not. And here we come with, I don't know, we will check it, how much they want to earn. At retail price of about something like $200, they can see what they have. And hopefully in 2026, we can build a checkup device that can say if they have any cancer. We detect now at 0 stage. There is a possibility that we check also -1 stage. It's before there is even one cell, cancer cell. There are some biomarkers that show that. We would like to make some studies about that before come to the market, but definitely is a possibility to do that. And I've spoken with the genetic scientist that he said, if you can detect that one, we can turn off the gene and no need any treatment. So development R&D will go on for benefit of human being.
And in your capital raising efforts, are you looking for smart money as strategic partners to participate in that capital raising effort?
We appreciate any kind of investment. The whole R&D so far was covered by myself the last many years. And now it's the first run, and I think the last run that we raise money, and after that we go for IPO.
Okay, great. And just the last question, very quick. What's the meaning of Kidod?
Kidod is the name of the mountain that Arad, city of Arad, is sitting on it, and is the one word, one time used in Bible, in the book of Job, and it means insight. So
Okay.
it is insight.
Okay, very good. Very good. Well, thank you both very much. Thanks to Ben Hakimi and Moshe Golan for speaking to us and introducing us to Kidod Science and Technologies. So we'll take our break in just a minute. The third attendee that can receive this book is Efrat Barzani, who is a nurse at Hadassah Mount Scopus in Jerusalem, Israel. And let me just try to show you as we're taking our break. If you're interested, we have recorded a lot of webinars on many different segments of the Israeli economic ecosystem. So let's see if you can see my screen. Okay, so on our website, Davos in the Desert, I can show you how to get here, but we have a bigger library than anybody else, I think, as far as the Israeli ecosystem. So we've run sessions on Israel Cambodia economic ecosystem, Israeli ag tech, IoT companies, cybersecurity companies, food tech, desert technology, Israel Vietnam economic ecosystem, Israel UAE, and SaaS companies and insurance tech companies, and Israel Czechia innovation ecosystem, and on and on and on. So anyway, when you have time or during the break, you can come to our website, and the way you get there is on our homepage. Down here, we have our some past Israeli programs. You can click this, you'll get to the page I showed you, and you'll find the biggest library of Israeli economic ecosystem programs. So anyway, thank you, and let's take our break.
Thank you. Thank you very much, David.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
David.
You're welcome. Thank you. Hopefully we'll talk to each other soon.